Hello, dividend executives. Welcome back. The stock market is open. So today we are talking about some of our favorite yield max funds and how long it will take to be playing with house money. And what I mean by that is if I spend $1,000 on MSTY, how long until I receive $1,000 worth of dividend income so that I am playing with 100% house money and I can let the rest ride in complete profit. Well, we've broken it down. We have 100 shares of a bunch of different companies, and let's break down the numbers. And of course, as always, if you're new here, this is my dividend only portfolio where we stack a little bit of SCHD, a little bit of VTI, and a whole lot of high dividend yield ETFs. So let's jump into it. Of course, the account is sitting about flat today. We've had a lot of movement, but we love to see it. So let's jump in here first, and let's look at the positions that we are actually talking about, the ones that are high dividend yield that I have been stacking, and I want to compare and keep track of over the next year. One being NVDY, one being CONY, MSTY, and TSLY. These are the 4 yield max funds I'm focusing on. You can see as of recently, we have gotten 3 of those to 100 share count even, and we are letting them ride. We are not reinvesting the dividends, and we want to see how long it is going to take before I get my money back. And then TSLY at 53.67 shares. This one has kind of been set it and forget it. I have not been adding a whole lot of capital to this one, but I do have some plans to add some more capital and get it to the 100 share mark over the next couple of weeks, but stay tuned for that. So let's jump into what it actually looks like when we look at some of these products, right? So 100 shares in NVDY costs about $2,165 at today's market value, just under 5% of the portfolio, and we're down 11.34%, not including the dividends, right? The next one on the list, CONY, very similar picture, right? A lot of NAV erosion on these. Market value of $1,230. We have 100 shares here. Average cost brings us to under about, we're down about 35% on paper for CONY. This one is absolutely just getting wrecked. Another one, MSTY. I think we're actually up on this one. Yeah, we're up just a tiny bit on this position. We've recently been adding to it, and this is a newer fund for us. $2,965 worth of market value, 6.57% of the portfolio. And we have 100 shares there, and the dividends are slowly but surely stacking there. I mean, just look at the dividends since we bought this fund. If we come here to show more and we look at just the dividends on this one, 154, 164, 156, 67, 68. So we're actually killing it on total return with MSTY. So we'd love to see that. The next one on the list, TSLY. I really have not given this a whole lot of attention the entire time I've owned it. We have $750 in market value. Most of those acquired recently. Shares at 53.66, down 35%, so very similar to CONY. But we have received a lot of dividends. I have owned this one of the longest. If we come to the dividends here, you can just see 69, 65, 28, 43, 32, 38. So yeah, we've been getting dividends for almost a year now in this fund, and slowly but surely it brings up the total return. So no smoke in the mirrors there, of course, showing it all between these 4 funds. But the real question is, you've invested X amount into these funds. How long will it take you to get all your capital back? Well, I've been in these funds for quite a while, so I've gotten a lot of my capital back already, but I want to look at the nitty gritty. Of course, we're going to pull up the spreadsheet and we're going to take a look at things. But first things foremost, we have to look at how much these ones have actually paid us in dividends, right? Because that's what matters. We're going on to year 3 now of this portfolio, meaning we started in 2023 at the top. We went through all of 2024, and now we are into 2025. So let's just take a look real quickly at what dividends we've been paid on these particular funds. NVDY, over $1,000. So $1,092 in dividends there. CONY, just under $1,000. We should get to it this month. $987. TSLY, $659. MSTY, $612.12. So what does it mean? Well, let's look at the numbers of it. How long will it take us to get into house money? What we need to look at first is our dividends, right? So I went and I pulled up the history on CONY. Our average dividend per month is $1.67 per share. NVDY, the average is $1.27, which is pretty good. The average on MSTY, $3.06, was absolutely insane. And then TSLY, the average here at $1.20, which still is not too bad. You can see we've had some big months, we've had some small months. January 2023 being one of the biggest ones at $2, and then last in December was $1.29. So we're right in that $1.20 mark. and I'm not too mad about it. That's pretty good. So let's look at the numbers and how long it will take us, right? So there's a reason why I have these four, and you can probably see it. I want one paycheck coming in every single week from one of these four assets. So Group A ETF is my TSLY. Group B ETF is my NVDY. Group C ETF is my CONY. And Group D ETF is MSTY. You guys probably see every single Friday. I love sharing my journey of how these high dividend yields are stacking up. And that is one of the reasons why I own these particular four, right? Not only do I love the companies, but I love to get that weekly paycheck from one of these. They are monthlies, so it's nice to have at least one coming in, and that I don't really own any of the other ones. Of course, you guys know I own YMAX, Hefty, and I own a bunch of the Roundhill products. But let's jump into the nitty gritty. Let's look at a couple of the numbers, and let's see how we're actually stacking up and how long it's going to take us. So let me just maximize this so we can see it here. All right, so NVDY we own 100, CONY and MSTY we own 100, TSLY 53.66. So what was our cost basis? We spent $2,442 on NVDY. We spent $19.16 on Coney. We spent $29.45 on MSTY, and then TSLY $1,170. But here's the cool part, right? On NVDY, we've already made $1,092 worth of dividends. So we only have $1,349 left until we have paid off the entire cost of our shares. With an average monthly payment of $1.27, we are talking about 10.6 months. So let's say 11 months. In 11 months, by the end of 2025, if I don't add any more shares, all my capital will be returned to me, and everything from there on out, every single dividend, even if this fund NAV erosion down to zero, it's all gravy. It's all profit. Obviously, you have taxes on it, but it's all profit. And that is the cool part about this is these are all profitable before the end of the year. So we're total return on NVDY, which is the total return includes our dividends. We are at 39% return. So not too bad. And we're 44.72% of the way to getting our money all the way back to us on NVDY. Now, CONY, let's take a look at that. Where are we at? Well, we spent $19.16. We've already received $987 worth of dividends. We have $928 left at an average of $1.67 a month. 5.56 months until CONY is completely paid off. Our total return on this is 22.65. That's why I said don't be fooled by seeing that the position is down 35%. It does not tell the full picture. If we spent $1,900 and we received $987 back, our total return on this, or as of right now, is 22.65%. You can see here at the bottom, well, I'm not sure if you can see it, but we have the minus 554 at the total return plus the dividends and then divided by the capital in use. So 22.65% total return, and we're 51.5% of the way to returning all of our capital to us. Next one on the list, MSTY. We spent $29.45. This one we have only had for a couple of months, but it's been paying like crazy, right? So $612 of dividends already. We have $2,332 left to pay this entire investment off. Average monthly payment on the dividend so far is 3.06, and we're pretty much even on our funds, right? We were just looking at it, and I think we were actually in the. Let me actually double check that real quick. I think we were in the green, right? I can't remember. Sorry about that. MSTY, I think we're in the green, right? Yeah, so we're down $2.43. It's had a ripper of a day. So let me just update the total return because it's going to be completely different here. -1. Whoops. It's kind of hard on the iPad. Boom. 20.75%. Total return on MSTY so far, 7.62 months until this is entirely free. We're talking by the end of the summer, all my shares are going to be completely entirely free, and every dividend from there is complete gravy. We'd love to see that, but we still have a long way to go because this is a newer investment for me. A lot of these other ones I've owned a long time, so I've had more time to recoup more dividends, right? And then TSLY, we need to put more capital in use on this one. I've been hesitant to add to it just because the NAV erosion is so bad on it. But then you look at the total numbers and you're like, actually, this isn't too bad, right? So we spent $11.70, which is just a tiny amount of money. Total dividends received $659, which means we only have $510 left until this is completely paid for. at an average monthly payment of $1.20 per share. We're talking about under 8 months until this is completely paid back to me. Now, if we have some massive months, which include maybe some Tesla earnings or things like that, volatility is higher, premiums are higher, then hey, you know what? Maybe we get paid off even faster. But still, total return on this, even though my share value is down, is 20.38%. We're 56.35% of the way to being completely paid off here. So TSLY is leading the charge in terms of returning all the capital back to me. Of course, I have less capital in it, and it's been one of the longest ones I've held at a year time span. But so far, these are looking good. Sometimes it's good to look at the total return. Sometimes it's good to look at how much money you actually put into a fund. But these are the numbers I love to see, right? How much did I spend? How much have they returned back to me on my capital? And how much more do we have left? Once you pass that point where they've returned all capital to you, it is all fun and games from there, and the paychecks are just stacking. So that's where we're sitting right now. 100 share count is the goal in all of these. TSLY is the only one to go, and then we just let it ride, and we just continue to update the spreadsheet, and we look at how long it's going to take for us to get back to the homeland of completely playing with house money. Anyways, hopefully you guys are doing these kind of things with your portfolios, taking a look at how long it's going to take you to return all your capital to you, taking a look at your total return, and just playing with the numbers. Appreciate everybody as always. Hopefully you found this helpful, and maybe it'll help you as well when you're determining when you're going to be returning all the capital to yourself. Happy investing as always. Don't forget to drop a like, and if you're not subscribing, what are you doing? Subscribe to this small YouTuber. Appreciate y'all. We'll catch you in the next video.